Morning guys, Morn here. Today I want to talk about two things. I want to talk about my Consecrated Path Chieftain and I want to talk about Infernal Cry. So I go with the general informations first. So Infernal Cry. Why is Infernal Cry so good and why you should use it definitely. So Infernal Cry is kind of interesting. It performs an area of effect that debuffs enemies which explode then. So you attack them and they explode. They can deal damage to other targets and basically be your explode chest in a Warcry. This is very good, but is the small and not that important part of Infernal Cry, because Infernal Cry can do much more. Infernal Cry exerts the next 5 attacks you do, so they get stronger. But the way Infernal Cry exerts your attacks is special to other Warcries, because it triggers Combust. Combust is an attack in itself. So basically when you attack, it triggers the Combust attack at the exact same spot and makes an AoE there that deals damage. Let's say it's very hard to see here because AoEs and stuff. But you get the idea. So what is so special about it? It is an attack, and it is an attack that you don't have to use yourself. So you can use a lot of interesting interactions with it. For example, I personally am using it with Second Wind, Onslaught support, which provides permanent onslaught and onslaught in boss fights, Combustion, which lowers the enemy fire resistance, and Fortify, which grants me Fortify because I'm attacking with it whenever I attack with my main skill and have the exerted attacks. Then my next link will be Culling Strike to always cull enemies. That's very good, of course, but you can do a lot more with it. So I did just write down a small list of the supports that I picked that are useful with it, but I got more possibilities, like infinite possibilities. It's insane actually. So the supports that are good with it are Second Wind, so you get a second charge and can use it more often. Onslaught for perma onslaught, Fortify for Fortify, Combustion for lowering fire resistance, and Culling Strike for cull. That are those that I am using. More are, for example, Ruthless. Every third attack gives a definite stun, so when you use one attack and then Warcry, every third and second attack will stun the enemies. So you have one attack without a stun and then two with a stun. But this needs to have very good what's called timing with your attacks in the Warcry, so that's a little bit difficult to pull off and maybe not worth it. Impale can stack Impale faster and give more stacks or takes down stacks and deals more damage. Nightblade gives you Elusive, which is a pretty nice buff. Poison can be interesting in some builds that just want to stack poison on the enemy. Chance to bleed for the Bloodlust on the main skill, because Bloodlust is a very strong support, but often lacks in the possibility to use it. So when the enemy is bleeding, because of Chance to bleed, you can use Bloodlust and use its more multiplier, which is 60% more melee physical damage against bleeding targets, which is a lot. Like, it's a very solid support. Then Endurance Charge and melee stun is very good as well. Life Leech and Mana Leech is quite interesting, because especially Mana Leech is a very big problem for the current Marauder meta, because you don't really want to travel over here because it's 4 points just for some Mana Leech. And many builds like Consecrated Path and the visual things, I forget the name, the Volcanic Strike, whatever it is, you have too much conversion. You have full conversion and all leech is like physical leech, so aside from this, so that is annoying. So I currently think about going Mana Leech here or anointing the Spirit Void, but yeah, I don't know yet, so we will see that. Another good support is Maim, to inflict more physical damage with your main attack. Stun, to stun the enemies. That's okay, but not important, I think. Curse on hit with any curse you like, but this needs 2 of the supports, so you lower your possibilities. You can, however, increase this with an awakened curse on hit, and use 2 curses. This is very strong. It's 3 double curse on all enemies hit. That's very, very good. Power charge on critical for crit builds that just want 3 power charges and have a hard time sustaining them. And the most interesting one, which provides a lot of options, cast on crit. You can actually use cast on crit with combust, which gives so many possibilities. You can actually play a double cast on crit setup. You can go with stuff like the wave that gives fire and lightning exposure, and other spells you want to use for utility. You can proc stuff like elemental equilibrium. You can do so much with it, it's insane. So get creative and yeah, try it out as you want. So this much for the Infernal Cry. There sure is more to say about it, but that's what I have to say at the moment. It's a very, very good warcry and very worth your second 6 link. So for the Consecrated path Chieftain, I currently am running up to tier 13. Because of the server issues today, I dropped back to tier 8, so I have some farming to do. But yeah, I just want to give a quick overview of what I have done, how I changed my tree and everything. So my tree didn't have much damage and I thought about going for Elemental Overload, and I changed quite a bit. So I currently use Unwearing Stance, but I now have enough life that I want to get rid of it, but I don't exactly know how I want to do it yet. I might connect here and get rid of this entire section. I maybe connect here even and lose these 2 points, but yeah. I now use these X nodes and the Fortify nodes because I have permanent Fortify. I am into Blood Magic currently because I have no Mana Leech. This will change. I will not stay with Blood Magic because it takes up too much. I can't use my Heralds, I can't use Bloodstands and stuff like that. It's all too strong to give up. I just have no other possibilities at the moment, and that's annoying. But yeah, that will change. I currently have versatility, that will be gone soon, but I need the Dex and Intelligence currently. I did opt for Slaughter. It gives Onslaught while clearing, so Onslaught support is not too important, but for bosses the Onslaught support still is very good. These are as intended, and yeah, I just opted out of like endurance charges and stuff. Then I have these Warcry nodes, these and these Warcry nodes, because this debuffs the enemy, which is very good. This one gives a lot of damage for all Warcries used recently, which is kind of interesting because it says for each time you've Warcried recently. So with second wind support, I can actually Warcry 7 times, which is 140% increased damage. It is a lot, and yeah, it only lasts 4 seconds, so you obviously don't want to Warcry 7 times all the time. I just want to say you can get a lot of damage out of this, like a lot of damage out of this, and the recovery is very, very good. I might get rid of my Life Flask at some point because this one removes ailments, so I don't care about bleed and stuff like that. And yeah, gives a lot of speed for Warcries. This is very good. Then we got, no, this is just Fire Pen. Yeah, that's about the Warcry stuff. So I did opt into Warcry. I currently don't have so many life nodes, so I could go for this, I could finish up this, I could finish up this. Would have some here and some here, so there's still opportunity for more life, so that's not the problem. I currently am running a 6 link with Consecrated Path, Melee Fist, Fist of War, Elemental Damage, Ruthless and Fire Penetration. I'm not sure about this setup yet. I might change some stuff, but I'm not sure what exactly I want to change yet, so yeah, that's up in the future. I currently use a decent axe. It got about 520 fist DPS. It can be a lot more, so this one is, yeah, has to be upgraded at some point, but not yet. And the rest is very generic rare stuff to fix resistances and just give some life and resistances. Other big changes I made were for my Ascendancy. I did opt out of Valaco and out of Tabor. Tabor is very bad with Consecrated Path because when I jump to an enemy, so I jump here and here comes my explosion, the clone will attack here and not hit anything. This is very bad. Then it doesn't scale with exerted attacks, which is very annoying, and yeah, it's just not that great, in my opinion. If you like it, use it. Valako has other problems. It gives cool defensive stuff, some life racks, some endurance charges and stuff. But in the end, I get the endurance charges through my enduring try when I need them. And yeah, it's decent. The biggest part of Valako is the 15% more damage when you lose endurance charges. But I cannot really use this because I would have to put Immortal Call into my left click, but I want to use a Molten Shell because I think it's better when I reach higher armor values. With stuff like my Granite Flask, I go to 10k armor, and then I use my, I got 12k, and I can get a lot of armor. It's not even a lot because I have no armor here and there. I could be at like 20 to 30k armor. So yeah, I don't like this. Then we've got Ramakus with the fire penetration, that's very good. And our ignites are not that bad. We got a lot of damage scaling for ignites with elemental damage, with Fist of War, and this not. But you get the point. Ruthless is whatever. We get some ignite damage, and that's okay. It's not like insane, but it's noticeable. And Hinekara is currently mostly for the Leech and the strength, but yeah, I don't know yet. Maybe I get some cool idea to get Leech elsewhere, and we will see. This is all up in the stars, and yeah, this is my current build. I can run up to tier 13 without many problems. I'm currently close to zeros if I had the maps, and yeah, you will get update videos on this in the next time when I progress through zeros and do massive changes on my gear and stuff like that. So just stay tuned and see you next time.